The stars stretched endlessly across the blackness of space, and the human exploration fleet moved carefully among them. Captain Mistook stood on the bridge of the warship Aurora, his eyes scanning the radar and holographic displays. Something unusual appeared on the sensors. A large fleet of alien ships was approaching fast, unlike anything humans had seen before. The humans were calm but alert. They had trained for the unknown, but this was a test they had never expected. Lieutenant Jia reported from her station, her fingers moving quickly across the controls. Captain, the fleet is closing in at high speed. Their technology is advanced, but they do not seem to be aware of our presence yet. Mistook nodded. He was not a man to panic. He had led many missions in the Outer Rim, and he knew the key was careful observation before action. Prepare the fleet for a defensive formation, Jia. We must be ready if they attack. The alien fleet was massive. They were the Zalvorians, a race known in whispers across the galaxy for their brutal conquest of planets. Humans had heard of them but never encountered them directly. Now, here they were, closing in on Earth's exploration fleet as if it were a small, unworthy target. First Officer Hannah was by Mistook's side. They are scanning us, Captain. They seem confident. Perhaps they think we are weak. Let them think that, Mistook said quietly. Overconfidence can be dangerous for them. The Aurora and its small fleet moved into position, using the natural asteroid fields for cover. Mistook watched the approaching alien ships. They were much larger and more powerful in appearance, but humans had one advantage: strategy and adaptability. The aliens fired the first shot, a warning beam that cut through the emptiness of space. Sensors picked up the energy waves, and Jia quickly adjusted the Aurora's shields. The beam hit the shield but bounced off harmlessly. Mistook allowed himself a small nod of satisfaction. The humans' defensive systems were working perfectly. Hannah observed the alien reactions on the monitors. They are surprised. Their sensors did not expect our shields to handle that much power. Mistook spoke into the comms to the rest of the fleet. Maintain formation and stay alert. We will not strike unless necessary. Observe and learn their tactics. The aliens closed in, expecting an easy victory. Their overconfidence was obvious, and Mistook knew that patience would be the humans' greatest weapon. He ordered the Aurora to perform a maneuver that would position them behind an asteroid cluster, making the humans appear smaller and weaker than they were. From the alien perspective, the human fleet was vulnerable. They began to move closer, their weapons ready to fire. The moment was tense. Every officer on the Aurora held their breath, waiting for the right instant to act. Then, with precision timing, the humans struck. Using rapid-fire plasma cannons and targeting key sections of the nearest alien warship, they disabled the ship's main engines. The aliens were stunned. Their sensors could not believe what they were seeing. How could a small human warship inflict such damage so quickly and accurately? Jia's fingers flew over the console. Direct hit, Captain. Their front ship is disabled. Mistook allowed a small smile. Good. Continue scanning for weaknesses. We do not need to destroy them all. We just need to survive and learn. Hannah leaned forward, studying the alien formation. Captain, they are adjusting their tactics now. They are confused. They did not expect humans to respond so effectively. The Aurora moved gracefully, dodging incoming fire while analyzing alien movements. Humans were quick to adapt, and every crew member knew their role. The aliens, used to fear and submission from other species, were facing something entirely new. Humans who fought not only with technology but with intelligence and courage. Mistook knew this was the moment to test the humans' limits. Activate the experimental maneuver protocols, Jia. Let's see how well they can react to unexpected moves. Jia's hands moved swiftly over the controls, executing complex sequences of movement and attack. The Aurora weaved through space like a dancer, striking and retreating with calculated precision. Every alien vessel that tried to pursue it found themselves outmaneuvered. Hannah observed the alien reactions. They are panicking, Captain. They did not account for our speed and agility. Their formation is breaking apart. Mistook allowed himself a small moment of pride. Humanity had faced countless challenges and had always adapted. Now, in the vast expanse of the galaxy, they were showing the Zalvorians that humans were not to be underestimated. The Aurora's weapons continued to disable key systems of the alien ships, carefully avoiding unnecessary destruction. The goal was not to annihilate but to survive and demonstrate human power. Each strike was precise, a message sent across the void. Humans are clever, resourceful, and unyielding. Minsook's thoughts turned to Earth and the people who had trusted them to protect humanity's interests in the galaxy. They had trained for this, but nothing could fully prepare anyone for the reality of facing a race as formidable as the Zalvorians. Yet here they were, holding their ground, and more importantly, earning respect through action. Hannah spoke softly, almost in disbelief. "Captain, they are retreating. They are not used to an opponent who fights with intelligence and courage instead of fear." Minsook nodded, his eyes still on the viewscreen. "Let them retreat. This is only the beginning. They will spread the story of what humans are capable of. We have shown them power, but also strategy and wisdom. That is what will make humans a force to reckon with." The alien fleet began to withdraw, their ships limping back into the darkness of space. The humans allowed them to leave, knowing this was the start of a larger conflict. Today they had survived. Today they had proven something to the galaxy. Humans were not weak, and their warships were a force unlike any other. The crew of the Aurora breathed a collective sigh of relief. Minsook placed his hands behind his back, gazing out at the stars. This encounter was not just about survival. It was about showing the galaxy that humans, small and seemingly vulnerable, had courage, intelligence, and a fighting spirit that could not be ignored. Jia broke the silence. "Captain, shall we report to the Galactic Council?" Minsook shook his head. "Not yet. We gather data first. They will need to understand the humans before they can make sense of us. Let's analyze everything while it is fresh. Every tactic, every response, every maneuver. This is a lesson, and we must learn well." Hannah smiled faintly. "Humans really are remarkable. They will remember this day in every corner of the galaxy." Minsook nodded. "Yes, and so will we. Remember, the galaxy never expected humans to be this powerful. Let's ensure we remain ready for what comes next." The Aurora floated silently among the stars, a symbol of human courage, resilience, and the beginning of a legend that would spread across the galaxy. For now, the humans had won the first encounter, but the journey had only just begun, and they would meet the challenges ahead with the same spirit that had carried them through the darkness of space. Determination, intelligence, and the unwavering belief in the power of humanity. The alien fleet had retreated, but the humans knew this was only the beginning. Captain Minsook stood on the bridge of the Aurora, watching the stars as they shimmered around the ship. The crew was tense but alert. Every movement and every decision would count in the next encounter. Lieutenant Jia moved quickly among the consoles, checking data from the previous engagement. "Captain, the aliens are analyzing our tactics. They will try to predict our next move. We need to stay one step ahead." Minsook nodded. "We will. Prepare the fleet for full alert. Hannah, I want every ship in the formation ready for rapid deployment. We cannot underestimate them again." Hannah turned to the crew. "All ships, defensive and offensive systems ready. Follow Aurora's lead. We move together as one unit." The human fleet navigated carefully through the asteroid fields, using them as natural shields. Their scanners picked up alien movements in the distance. The Zalvorians were returning, this time with reinforcements. Their fleet was larger and more organized. They believed their previous defeat was a minor mistake and expected victory this time. The aliens approached with confidence. Captain Minsook studied the alien formation, noting their patterns. They are grouping their ships tightly. They rely on mass and firepower. We rely on speed, precision, and strategy. That is our advantage. Jia replied. Sensors show they have increased their weapon output. They plan to overwhelm us with sheer force. Minsook thought carefully. We will use their confidence against them. Initiate the diversion protocol, Jia. Let's draw them into the asteroid field. The Aurora and its fleet moved strategically, pretending to retreat while keeping their sensors on the aliens. The Zalvorians, convinced of an easy pursuit, followed closely. When they reached the asteroid field, the humans executed a coordinated attack. Plasma cannons fired in rapid succession, targeting critical engines and weapon systems of the alien ships. The humans moved quickly, avoiding return fire while striking with precision. The aliens had never faced opponents who could anticipate their every action. Hannah watched the monitors. They are stunned. Their sensors cannot predict our movements. They are splitting their formation in confusion. Mistook spoke calmly. Do not destroy more than necessary. We want them to understand human capability, not provoke unnecessary destruction. The aliens realized too late that the humans were not weak. Their larger ships struggled to adjust to the Aurora's nimble maneuvers. Lieutenant Jia identified key weaknesses in the alien fleet and communicated them to the fleet. Human warships struck with incredible coordination, targeting the most vulnerable sections. From the alien perspective, the humans were unlike anything they had seen. Every ship worked as a single unit, communicating and reacting faster than the Zalvorians could predict. Their confidence began to crumble. Panic spread among the ranks of alien officers, who had expected a simple victory over the small human fleet. Mistook allowed himself a brief smile. Humanity had always been underestimated, and here it showed once more. He knew the importance of controlling the flow of the battle. Hannah, redirect the secondary weapons to their command ships. We need to disable their coordination. The Aurora's secondary weapons fired with exact timing, hitting the alien command ships and disrupting their communications. Chaos spread through the alien fleet. Ships collided and fired blindly at empty space, unable to organize against the humans. Jia reported quickly. Captain, multiple alien ships are retreating. Our strategy is working perfectly. Mistook nodded. Good. Maintain pressure but stay within our formation. We are not invincible, and we cannot afford a single mistake. The human fleet used every advantage. Speed, agility, teamwork, and sharp thinking. Each ship moved in sync, like pieces on a chessboard, anticipating every move of the opponent. The aliens were forced to adapt in ways they had never imagined, and each failed attempt increased their frustration. Hannah observed quietly. Captain, their morale is dropping. They are not used to an enemy who anticipates every attack. They expected fear, but they are facing strategy. Mistook's voice was steady. Humans do not fight only with weapons. We fight with our minds, our courage, and our unity. Let them see that clearly. As the battle continued, the Aurora led daring attacks against the alien flanks, disabling key ships without heavy losses. Each maneuver demonstrated human skill and adaptability. Even when an alien ship managed to fire accurately, human shields and evasive actions minimized damage. The Zalvorians were learning that humans were unpredictable and intelligent. Their technology, powerful as it was, could not compensate for human strategy and unity. Every attempt to gain control of the fight failed, leaving them frustrated and confused. Hannah reported, Captain, the alien fleet is fragmenting. Smaller groups are attempting to retreat on their own. Mistook replied, Let them retreat for now. We have proven our strength, and they will carry the story of human power across their fleets. This is how respect begins, not through total destruction but through the demonstration of skill and intelligence. The humans allowed the alien ships to pull back, maintaining a watchful eye on their retreating fleet. Aurora's crew prepared for further encounters, analyzing every move, learning every lesson. Jia noted, Captain, their attack patterns suggest they will be back, stronger. We must be ready. Mistook turned to her. Yes, and we will be. Every encounter makes us stronger, every strategy sharper. Humans have survived the galaxy's challenges before, and we will continue to do so. Today we have shown power, courage, and unity. Tomorrow we will build on it. The crew of the Aurora worked in quiet determination, aware that this was not the end, but the beginning of a new era for humanity in the galaxy. Their actions would be remembered, their courage respected, and their intelligence feared by those who had once underestimated them. The Aurora moved forward, leading the human fleet through the stars, a shining example of human resilience and strength. Humanity had once again proven that size and appearance did not define power. The humans of Earth were clever, resourceful, and unstoppable when united in purpose. The galaxy had seen their first true demonstration, and it would not forget. The Aurora and the human fleet had survived the first two encounters, but Captain Mistook knew the Zalvorians would not give up so easily. The alien command had likely sent reports back to their homeworlds, warning other fleets about humans. Every officer on the Aurora understood the stakes. This battle was no longer just about survival, but proving humanity's place in the galaxy. Lieutenant Jia studied the alien fleet patterns on her holographic display. Captain, sensors show the Zalvorians are regrouping. They are stronger and more organized this time. Mistook nodded, his expression calm but serious. We expected that. Hannah, prepare the fleet for coordinated counterattack. Every ship must know its role perfectly. We cannot afford mistakes. Hannah turned to the crew. All ships, weapons and shields at full capacity. Follow Aurora's maneuvers precisely. Any deviation could be dangerous. As the alien fleet approached, the humans remained in formation, weaving through the asteroid fields. Their movements were calculated, unpredictable, and fast. The Zalvorians, relying on sheer numbers and heavy firepower, were forced to adapt to the humans' clever tactics. The first shots came from the aliens, bright beams of energy cutting through space. The Aurora's shields absorbed the impact, and Jia directed counterattacks targeting engines and weapon systems of the lead alien ships. Each strike was precise and minimized collateral damage, showing the human skill and control. Hannah observed the alien reactions. Captain, they are surprised again. They did not expect such effective strikes from our smaller ships. Mistook spoke calmly. They will learn that humans are more than their size suggests. Speed, strategy, and teamwork are our greatest weapons. The human fleet moved in perfect coordination. Aurora led daring maneuvers, darting between alien ships and asteroid clusters, striking vulnerable points and retreating before retaliation. The aliens struggled to keep up, their large ships unable to match the humans' agility. Jia identified key weak spots in the alien formation and communicated them to the fleet. Each human ship responded quickly, taking advantage of the openings. The aliens had underestimated humans, expecting fear and hesitation. Instead, they faced confidence, intelligence, and precision. Mistook allowed a brief smile. Humanity had survived countless challenges and had adapted to every threat. The Zalvorians were learning a hard lesson. Humans could not be underestimated. The Aurora fired a series of plasma torpedoes, disabling the weapons of two key alien ships. The rest of the fleet followed, striking with accuracy. The aliens attempted to regroup, but confusion and panic spread through their ranks. Officers shouted commands, but their communication systems were compromised by human attacks. Hannah watched quietly. Captain, their formation is breaking. Smaller groups are trying to retreat individually. Mistook's voice was steady. Let them retreat for now. The lesson has been learned. Humans are powerful, clever, and united. They will think twice before attacking us again. The Aurora and its fleet maintained a watchful stance, allowing the remaining alien ships to pull back. Sensors captured every detail of the battle, feeding data into human tactical systems for analysis. The crew worked silently, knowing that each piece of information would be crucial for future encounters. Jia spoke softly. Captain, the aliens will return, stronger and more determined. We need to be ready for anything. Mistook nodded. We will. Every battle teaches us something new. Humans survive not just because of our weapons, but because of our intelligence, courage, and ability to adapt. Today, we have shown the galaxy that human power is not to be dismissed. The human fleet continued its patrol, scanning for signs of the Zalvorians or other threats. Each officer on the Aurora understood the responsibility that came with their position. They were not only protecting the fleet but representing humanity in a vast and often hostile galaxy. As the stars stretched endlessly around them, Mistook allowed himself a moment of reflection. Humanity had always been underestimated by other species, yet they had always endured. Today was no different. The Aurora and its crew had proven that humans could face powerful enemies and survive, even thrive. Hannah reported, "Captain, sensors detect minor alien activity in nearby sectors. Could be scouts or remnants of the retreating fleet." Mistook replied, "Prepare for interception. We cannot allow any surprise attacks. Every encounter must be controlled and studied. Let's ensure that humanity's strength is recognized and respected throughout the galaxy." Jia continued monitoring the readings. "Captain, they are moving cautiously. Perhaps they are realizing the true capabilities of humans." Mistook nodded. "Yes, and they will continue to learn. Humanity's power is not in numbers alone. It is in our ability to think, adapt, and fight with courage. Every mission, every battle proves that." The Aurora led the fleet forward, a beacon of human determination and skill. The Zalvorians would return, as they always did, but each encounter strengthened the humans. They learned, adapted, and grew stronger with every challenge. Hannah observed the fleet. "Captain, the humans of Earth are becoming a legend. Stories of our victories will spread across the galaxy." Mistook allowed a small, proud smile. "Yes, but legends are only part of the truth. Reality is in our actions, our unity, and our courage. That is what makes humans truly powerful." The stars stretched on endlessly as the Aurora and the human fleet moved through space, vigilant and ready for whatever the galaxy might send their way. Humans had faced the impossible and survived. They would continue to do so, proving that courage, intelligence, and determination were the greatest weapons of all. The Aurora and the human fleet had grown stronger with every encounter. Captain Mistook understood that the Zalvorians would not stop until they had a clear victory or were forced to retreat completely. Every crew member on the Aurora felt the weight of responsibility. Humanity's reputation in the galaxy was at stake. Lieutenant Jia monitored the alien fleet from her station. "Captain, our sensors detect multiple alien warships moving into position. They are regrouping and preparing for a large-scale attack." Mistook nodded calmly. "Hannah, get all ships ready for full counterattack. This time, we show them that humans are not only skilled fighters but also intelligent strategists." Hannah turned to the fleet. "All units, prepare for coordinated strike. Follow Aurora's lead precisely. Our unity is our strength." The human fleet moved carefully through a dense asteroid field, using it to hide their numbers. The Zalvorians approached with confidence, believing their experience and technology would overwhelm the humans. But the humans were prepared. Every ship had a role, every officer knew their orders, and the Aurora led with calm precision. The first wave of alien fire struck the human formation. Bright beams of energy lit up the dark space, but Aurora's shields absorbed the damage. Jia quickly analyzed the alien attack patterns and relayed weak points to the fleet. Human ships moved with speed and precision, striking where the aliens were most vulnerable. Hannah observed the monitors. "Captain, their command ships are responding slowly. They are confused by our movements." Mistook spoke with quiet determination. "Exactly. Humans fight not just with weapons but with intelligence and strategy. Let them learn the cost of underestimating us." Aurora darted among the alien ships, firing plasma torpedoes that disabled key engines and weapon systems. The human fleet followed in perfect coordination, striking with accuracy and retreating before the aliens could respond. The Zalvorians were frustrated. Their technology was powerful, but it could not overcome human ingenuity and teamwork. Jia pointed out another weakness. "Captain, their communications are disrupted. Smaller groups are isolated from the main fleet. We can take advantage of this." Mistook nodded. "Focus on the isolated ships. Disable them without unnecessary damage. Show them human precision and restraint." The human fleet executed daring maneuvers, cutting off isolated alien ships and disabling them one by one. Each strike demonstrated the humans' ability to think and act faster than their enemies expected. Panic spread among the Zalvorians. Their confidence had vanished, replaced by fear and confusion. Hannah watched closely. Captain, they are retreating in disarray. Some are abandoning the battle entirely. Mistook allowed himself a small smile. Let them retreat. We have shown them human power, unity, and strategy. This is how respect is earned. Not through destruction but through skill and intelligence. The Aurora maintained a watchful stance, monitoring the retreating alien fleet. Every encounter added knowledge and experience to the human fleet. They analyzed tactics, learned weaknesses, and prepared for future battles. Humanity was growing stronger with every encounter. Jia noted, Captain, we are receiving signals that other human fleets are reporting similar encounters. Humanity is becoming recognized across the galaxy. Mistook replied, Yes, and we must continue to prove ourselves. Humans survive not by brute force alone but through courage, intelligence, and adaptability. Every mission, every battle reinforces that truth. Hannah observed the stars. Captain, humans are becoming a legend in the galaxy. Our victories will be remembered, and our enemies will think twice before attacking us again. Mistook nodded. Legends are not enough. Our reality is in our actions, our unity, and our determination. That is the true power of humanity. The galaxy must see that humans are not to be underestimated. The Aurora led the fleet forward, vigilant and ready for any threat. The Zalvorians would return, but each encounter had strengthened the humans. They had learned, adapted, and grown more capable with every challenge. The crew moved with quiet determination, aware that their actions would shape humanity's place in the galaxy. Every decision, every maneuver, and every strike contributed to a growing legacy of intelligence, courage, and resilience. As the stars stretched endlessly around them, Mistook reflected on their journey. Humans had faced impossible odds before, and now in the vast galaxy, they had proven that courage, intelligence, and unity were more powerful than sheer size or strength. Hannah spoke softly, Captain, the galaxy is beginning to understand that humans are not to be taken lightly. Mistook allowed a small, proud smile. Yes, Hannah, but we must continue to be vigilant. Our strength lies in preparation, strategy, and unity. Every encounter makes us stronger. The galaxy will remember that humans are a force unlike any other. The Aurora and the human fleet moved onward, a symbol of determination and skill. Humanity had survived another battle, grown stronger, and earned the respect of the galaxy. They had proven that intelligence, courage, and teamwork could overcome even the most powerful foes. The humans of Earth were no longer a minor player. They were a rising power in the galaxy, ready for any challenge that lay ahead. The battle had ended, and the Zalvorians had retreated. Captain Mistook stood on the bridge of the Aurora, watching the empty space where the enemy fleet had vanished. The crew was exhausted but proud. Humanity had faced one of the galaxy's most feared species and survived, proving their strength and intelligence. Lieutenant Jia reviewed the battle data. Captain, the alien fleet is scattered. Their command structure is broken. They will need time to regroup if they can at all. Mistook nodded. We have made our mark, Jia. But the galaxy is vast, and threats will always exist. We must continue to be prepared and vigilant. Hannah walked beside him, her expression a mixture of relief and pride. Captain, humans will be remembered after this. The Galactic Council and other species will see our power and strategy. Mistook allowed a small smile. Yes, but respect is earned continuously. Today's victory is important, but it is only one of many that will shape humanity's place in the galaxy. The Aurora moved slowly through the star-filled void, leading the human fleet. Each ship carried messages of hope and strength to nearby human colonies, signaling that humans could protect themselves and their allies against even the most formidable enemies. The crew felt the weight of responsibility, knowing they were the first line of defense for their species. Jia spoke again, her voice quiet but determined. Captain, sensors show alien activity in other sectors, perhaps smaller scout ships or remnants of the retreating fleet. Mistook considered the information carefully. We will monitor them closely. Humanity's strength is in preparation, intelligence, and unity. Every encounter teaches us something new. The fleet moved in formation, scanning and patrolling. The Zalvorians might be hiding, planning another strike, but the humans were ready. Every officer on the Aurora understood that survival depended not only on firepower but on strategic thinking and adaptability. Hannah pointed to the view screen. "Captain, we are receiving transmissions from allied species. They are surprised and impressed by human tactics and bravery. We have allies now who respect our capabilities." Mistook nodded with satisfaction. Allies and respect are earned through action. Today, humans have shown both. This is the beginning of a new chapter in the galaxy. Jia monitored the alien fleets from a distance. "Captain, the Zalvorians are regrouping at a safe distance. They will report our strength to their home worlds. They will know now that humans are not easily defeated." Mistook's expression was calm but resolute. "Good. Let them understand. Our power is not just in weapons but in our courage, intelligence, and ability to work together. Humans survive and thrive because we adapt, learn, and fight with determination." Hannah added softly, "Captain, the Galactic Council is taking notice. Human fleets are being recognized across systems. We are no longer seen as weak or insignificant." Mistook looked out at the stars, feeling the weight of their journey. "Yes, Hannah, but we must remain vigilant. The galaxy is vast and full of threats. Every victory strengthens us, but we must always be prepared. Humanity's reputation is built not just on victories, but on perseverance, intelligence, and unity." The Aurora continued its patrol, a shining symbol of human resilience and skill. Every maneuver, every strategic decision, and every coordinated attack had shown the galaxy that humans were a force to be reckoned with. Jia observed the fleet moving in perfect formation. "Captain, our actions today will be remembered. Aliens and allies alike will think twice before underestimating humans." Mistook nodded. "Indeed, but we must continue to act wisely. Power is nothing without control, strategy, and respect. Today, humans have proven themselves, and tomorrow, we will be even stronger." The crew worked with quiet determination, analyzing data, repairing systems, and preparing for whatever might come next. Each encounter, each maneuver, and each decision strengthened humanity's ability to face the galaxy's dangers. The Zalvorians had learned a lesson, and the humans of Earth had proven that courage, intelligence, and unity were more powerful than any technology or weapon. As the stars stretched endlessly around them, Mistook reflected on the journey. Humans had faced fearsome enemies before, but the galaxy had never truly understood their potential. Today, humans had shown that they could overcome impossible odds through strategy, courage, and adaptability. Hannah spoke softly. "Captain, humans are no longer seen as weak. The galaxy respects our strength." Mistook allowed a proud smile. "Yes, Hannah, but our journey is just beginning. Respect is earned continuously, and humans will continue to show the galaxy that our intelligence, courage, and unity are our greatest weapons." The Aurora led the fleet forward, vigilant, prepared, and united. Humanity had survived one of its greatest challenges and emerged stronger. The galaxy would remember the day when aliens faced a human warship and realized that humans were more powerful, clever, and resilient than anyone could have imagined. The humans of Earth had risen, and their legend was only beginning.